let me introduce the third award, and this is for Information Lifecycle Modernisation. Now, this last customer story is really inspirational. It is a real and genuine showcase of information modernisation and transformation, where the journey includes continuous improvements, including Content Manager upgrades, moving to the cloud, implementing a SharePoint governance and workflow, investing in data privacy to protect and sensitive and significant data. It is a really an amazing story. So let us hear now from Kerry Cody from Queensland Museum. She is Head of Digital and Information Services, and she's going to tell us all about the museum's wonderful journey of data discovery, data lifecycle management, and she carried out that journey with Content Manager and Fusion. And with Content Manager and Fusion, she was able to take her and her team on that museum, on that journey, and she'll tell you about some of the challenges they had throughout and the many and wonderful outcomes they achieved, very positive outcomes. So congratulations to the team at Queensland Museum.
Thank you, OpenText, and thank you, WyldLynx, for recognising the work we've been doing at the Queensland Museum in using OpenText Content Manager and Voltage Fusion to modernise our management, access and use of information across the museum. There have been a lot of people working behind the scenes in this project, particularly the project team, Santi, Beth, Dean, Liam, Rick, Priscilla and Addie, and the rest of the team, especially Julia, providing backup support, our project sponsor, Debbie Draper, the museum staff for their willingness to participate, and our amazing vendor, WyldLynx, who without their experience, expertise and support, we would not have accomplished our goals. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Carl Duncan from WyldLynx. I'm here today with Kerry Cody from Queensland Museum to talk about the museum's data discovery and data lifecycle management journey. A little background about Queensland Museum. So in the past 12 months, Queensland Museum have been on a journey or evolution. Some of the things that they've achieved are they've moved from Content Manager 9.4 to 10.1. They've moved their environment from a local environment to a cloud environment and adapted some cloud architecture and technologies while reducing costs. They completed an initial proof of value project with Fusion. They've had the installation of the SharePoint governance app to expose data from Content Manager for policies and procedures and have future plans on managing information in place. They had an implementation of workflows for sign-offs and approvals internally. They implemented DocuSign and the integration with Content Manager, plus many little improvements the QM team have achieved along the journey in the last 12 months internally with configuration, rationalization and user training. I'm going to walk through these highlights with Kerry in our conversation today. So to start off, welcome Kerry. Thanks for being here today. Would you be able to tell us a little bit about yourself and your organisation?
Thanks, Carl. I'm the Program Head of Digital and Information Services, which includes online and business systems, ICT, record keeping and information governance. Our organisation is 160 years young, and Queensland Museum is custodian of the state collection of 1.2 million cultural objects, natural history specimens and geological treasures, and more than 14 million research items that tell the changing story of Queensland. Every year we bring our collections to life through fieldwork, world-class research and our dynamic program of exhibitions, workshops, lectures and major events such as the World Science Festival. There are 5 sites, 4 public, spread from Townsville in the north to Toowoomba in southeast Queensland, with the flagship here at Southbank, Brisbane, and our virtual museum online. We're a small team with a big reach and responsible for making information more visible and accessible.
So what was the driver to start this data lifecycle management improvement journey?
The continuation of our digital transformation journey. The move was part of an overall digital evolution, and digital transformation goals included customer centricity, an effective knowledge worker, and operational excellence.
So let's talk a little bit more about cloud. What was the benefit of moving your content manager to the cloud? And did you realize any cost savings or better resiliency or redundancy in that process?
We had some interesting kit and have spent the last few years pre and post-COVID moving assets and infrastructure to the cloud, whether that's our website or our critical information applications such as Content Manager. Regardless of the scope of a digital transformation project, data and digital information plays a critical role and is inherent in all three parts of the well-known people, process and technology triangle. There are a range of benefits of moving Content Manager to the cloud, not just the cost savings in avoiding the expense of purchasing and maintaining physical hardware, but a reduction in energy consumption and IT infrastructure costs. These included improved disaster recovery, making it easier to recover data in the event of a catastrophic failure or data loss. And more importantly for us in Queensland, with the majority of our on-premise sites in areas which are increasingly experiencing extreme weather events such as floods and cyclones, it made sense as data is more easily distributed across multiple locations, ensuring higher availability to not only our information but data resilience. Cloud Content Manager allowed global accessibility and our staff to access information from anywhere with an internet connection. This is especially beneficial to the museum with remote or distributed teams working with researchers and customers across the world. Cloud CM improved our information security and protection against cyber threats and also provided us with better integration capabilities, making it easier to connect with our other cloud services, applications and collaboration tools such as our SharePoint intranet and now with Microsoft Teams.
So QM went through a workflow project that included DocuSign and integration to Content Manager. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
We introduced EDRMS in the mid-tweens to the museum, and we moved to a paper-light service where the majority, if not all, of our records are digital. However, we still had many manual processes. Streamlining these and improving collaboration among staff was essential for productivity. Content Manager workflow and DocuSign were the natural extension of the paper-light approach, and using the tools at hand to improve the user experience, we improved our compliance and governance, processing times, and removed the paper process.
So data discovery was part of your journey. You started with the WyldLynx proof of value, but how do you feel it went and what sort of data did you find?
We have on-premise network drives, which are end of life. And as we came to understand terabytes of unstructured data, not only in the network drives, but external drives and even USBs. We were presented with the conundrum of how we upgrade, should we, and where to for improved lifecycle management of information. We consulted with our partner, WyldLynx, who recommended Fusion by OpenText. Initially, WyldLynx suggested a Fusion proof of value project. In close cooperation with WyldLynx experts, nearly 400,000 files were scanned against predefined criteria and keywords. Fusion is incredibly user-friendly. It can quickly identify redundant, obsolete and trivial data, and it helped the museum reduce clutter and costs associated with managing information. In a data landscape like ours, it's very easy for data to be duplicated, as the files are often stored across several different repositories or applications, which perform different functions. However, we were still surprised to discover that 11% of the scanned files were duplicates, and a third of the files had passed its retention date and could be disposed of in accordance with data regulations. It's important to save on storage, but also to mitigate risk by not retaining sensitive information for longer than is required. Fusion gave us this visibility to easily assess our sensitive data risk.
So were there any surprises with what data you discovered? Can you explain any of the implications of the types of data that were discovered?
While the proof of value highlighted many files that the team were unaware of, often very valuable to the museum. With such a long history, it's easy to lose track of files when long-serving researchers leave their posts, for instance. Using artificial intelligence, Fusion found file pathways that might not otherwise have been discovered. For example, we found an old register in this way, and it contained valuable information about the museum's collections and now it's managed accordingly. With tools and support from WyldLynx, Fusion automatically moves qualifying files from the source location into Content Manager, masking sensitive information in the process and preserving information of long-term value to the museum. Financially, Fusion sold itself as we anticipate over 60,000 annual storage savings. While this is great, there is the additional hidden costs associated with the potential reputational damage if a data breach occurs, and benefits in locating and managing information critical to the operation of the museum.
So data privacy is one aspect of risk management with PII. Can you share what drove your organisation to take action on this, your challenges, and why now?
For a research-based institution, such as a state museum, reputation and trust is central to everything we do. The importance of protecting data integrity and safeguarding not only sensitive personal identifiable information, but in the case of the museum's collections, culturally sensitive information is essential, as this can lead to not only financial loss, but damage our reputation and lead to a loss of customer trust. The challenges included data complexity, managing large and securing those vast amounts of information, often in disparate data sources, formats, and reach, compliance burden, safeguarding sensitive information to prevent data breaches, cyber attacks, and in the network drives, unauthorised access. Cultural change, promoting a privacy-conscious culture within our agency and ensuring staff are aware of and adhere to privacy policies can be a challenge. And finally, establishing data governance practices to track the data, that define the ownership and ensure accountability is a common challenge. The why now aspect of our data privacy initiative, it's a combination of factors, including regulatory changes here in Queensland and across Australia and the world, high-profile data breaches, shift in customer expectations, and a desire to be proactive in addressing emerging risks. It's important to continually assess our data privacy practice and adopt to the evolving landscape. This journey and project provided the perfect environment, and working with OpenText Solutions and partnering with WyldLynx, we've been able to reset and set and train continual improvement.
So during your journey, your team also rolled out a new intranet, and you're using the out-of-the-box SharePoint integration to expose your policies and procedures there now. Now, I know the next part of this journey is to clean up network drives and move active content to a governed team space, while managing those files back into Content Manager. So why is it important to do this over a lift and shift?
As we have seen from the Fusion Proof of Value project, the importance of migrating from network drives to an EDRMS or SharePoint with integration to Content Manager emphasises data governance and security from the beginning. This allows data classification, encryption and compliance measures to ensure information is properly managed and better resource allocation and cost control from the get-go. Governed team spaces comes with collaboration tools and features built in. Facilitating seamless collaboration among team members, these tools include real-time communication, document sharing and project management features, which are not as readily available with a lift and shift approach. While governed team spaces offers more control and customisation, it also requires more planning and resources initially. However, we believe this approach will lead to better cost management, productivity, security of access, and also optimise the information management lifecycle into the future.
So could you share a little bit about your partnership with WyldLynx? How did you and your team collaborate with our team through the journey?
Partnering with WyldLynx has had numerous benefits, providing the museum with a larger body of expertise, experience and insights, improving our data organisation, security and compliance, as well as increasing efficiency and productivity and fun. The interesting takeaways from such a collaboration include adopting better practices, learning about new technologies, enhancing data quality and governance. And they are a great team of professionals with excellent customer-focused communication skills. It's added value to our information governance and also the digital journey.
So finally, what's next? Are there any strategic initiatives or areas that you think are important for your organisation that the OpenText solution and ourselves can help with and help you achieve?
As you know, an organisation's digital transformation journey never ends, and OpenText solutions will continue to play a key role in our evolution by providing tools for content management, collaboration, and process automation. Leveraging artificial intelligence and analytics is increasingly important for a data-driven institution such as the museum and in our decision-making. OpenText and WyldLynx solutions for data mining, sentiment analysis and more are of strategic importance to the museum and our customer engagement journey.
Lastly, thanks, Kerry, for taking the time today to share a little bit about your journey. I'm sure the community and other organisations are going to get a lot of value from hearing about your evolution. Thanks again.
Thank you.